coming up with content ideas. Very hard task. But there's some tricks I use that you guys can use as well. So come with me to work today as I tell you how I brainstorm content ideas while you see how I work as a remote content marketer. Hey guys, my name is Naomi Salami and welcome to Anything Content. So today we're going to be working together. Sorry, if you're hearing any noise in the background, there's a church around here and they didn't start till when I started, so the timing is just wrong. Don't judge me, I work on my bed, you know we all do. Which is one of the advantages of working remotely. Yeah, let's go back to what we're talking about. So the first step I use in coming up with content ideas, I gather the material. Let's say if I was asked to write an article on top 10 tech startups in the US, right? You can start off by Googling it. Google is a very important resource tool. Another resource tool that I have kind of leaned into these days is ChatGPT. Up until early this year, I didn't really use it that much, but I think it has kind of grown on me. So I still go to Google though. So I search for top 100 tech startups in the area. Then I put them in my content dump. What is the content dump, you might ask? It's just a blank document I might have created on Google Doc or Word. I don't use Word. This is Word now. Sorry if you still use Word, but I use Google Doc because even if anything happens, it's saved directly to the cloud, right? So I create a new document, tech startup content dump, right? Do it like that. It doesn't have to make sense, but to you it does. But just be putting articles, snippets, just put anything you feel might be important to your whole content writing or content creation style. It's your content dump. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. Alright, so we're done with meeting number 1. Point 2 or second step I go through when coming up with content ideas is I digest the material. You might know this already, but when you're coming up with content ideas, you have to digest the material. You have to know the topic inside out. If not, your audience will know when you're not making sense. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Even if it's the thousands of articles, it doesn't have to be thousands of articles. I'm exaggerating. But even if it's like 4 or 5 articles that you can pick, different sources, try to know why they are different. Try to put the similarities together, put the contrast together, then understand it. Be the idea, right? So that's it for number 2. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but 4 hours. So hopefully by day number 1, that's if I don't sleep in between or take a break, I'll be done soon enough. I'm supposed to work for 8 hours. So before we go for our second meeting, the third thing I use is unconscious processing, right? All this big grammar that I'm bringing up, I didn't know it was called unconscious processing until I did a course on HubSpot. After I have gathered the material, after I have read them, gone through all the sources that I can go through, I drop them. They'll say you get the best ideas when you're sitting on the toilet, you're just walking along the road, or you're probably just cooking. One random idea just pops in, which is why it's actually advised that once that idea pops in, write it or them down. Your mind is unconsciously putting all those bits and pieces together, trying to give you the best idea possible. For me, I take a walk, I listen to a lot of music, or I binge watch long series. I kind of watch Grey's Anatomy for 3 weeks straight, from season 1 to season 14, just because I did not know how to begin writing an entertainment article. Yeah. I just finished doing 2 meetings at the same time. I've got one last meeting for the day, so that's around 4. I don't know if I'm attending that one. So the last step I have to go through for brainstorming content ideas, I call it the write it down moment, because anywhere you are, just write it down. Scholars would probably call it the eureka moment, the aha moment, but I just call it write it down anywhere. It doesn't need to make sense at that moment. It could be luxury bags influencers, it could be UGC, it could be any of those things. It doesn't need to make sense at that moment, but just write down the ideas the way it popped into your head at that moment, right? The aim of that is so that the idea don't skip away. Imagine how many brilliant ideas were lost because it wasn't written down. I've got 2 hours left, or yeah, I've got 2 hours left to complete work, so let me just get back to work. See you guys in my next video. Bye.